Hey, welcome to Broken World Entertainment, and Borderlands is dropping this weekend, and by the looks of things and sound of things, Deadpool and Wolverine have nothing to worry about this thing taking its box office glory away, because this thing isn't just getting absolutely annihilated by every critic that's watched it. Even the fan base now who has seen it have given it a terrible score. And it's possibly one of the first movies that we've ever seen that opened online with its reviews with a score on Rotten Tomatoes of 0. Yep, it opened at 0. Now, at time of this recording, it stands at 7% in the critic score and 54% on an audience score. However, when you go into it and you look at top critics, it still remains at 0. That's right, it's still a 0 score, and all audiences score is a 35%. It's only the verified audience that is at 54%. This thing is getting absolutely shitted on. And we'll have a look at this review or article about it, saying Borderlands reviews tear into catastrophic disappointment as movie hits Rotten Tomatoes with 0% score. So the first wave of reviews for Borderlands are in right in time for the movie's debut, and it appears Lionsgate and El Root have an absolute stinker on their hands. We have a wide range of verdicts from the trades, entertainment outlets, and even gaming websites. Thus far, none are positive, and those projections of a $15 million opening weekend are likely to now plummet. The Hollywood Reporter's review is light on praise and states, "It's conceivable that long-time fans of the video game might get more out of Borderlands, but I wouldn't count on it. At one point, Claptrap returns to operational mode after a heavy weaponry assault and says, 'I blacked out. Did something important happen?' Not in this movie." Empires gave it a score of 2, and its review concludes by saying, "A botched Guardians wannabe that isn't half as fun as you'd hope from the punk sci-fi promise of its video game source material, and the presence of Blanchett at the top of the credits list." Total Film awards the same score and concludes, "The Gearbox title gamers loved has spawned a frenetic and disorderly shambles they're likelier to load. Claptrap, you said it." Get this one. IGN was no more forgiving, and a 3 out of 10 rating is accompanied by, "Borderlands is a catastrophic disappointment that plays like hacked-to-pieces studio slop, betraying everything fans adore about Gearbox Software's franchise in derivative, regrettable taste." We have another score of 2 from Digital Spy, and a declaration that Borderlands feels like it could have been an outrageous bombastic romp. Instead, it's more of a turge through a noisy desert with some cosplayers. So you're seeing, it really is not being very kind to this movie in the slightest. It is absolutely insane just how bad it is. The Irish Times, top critic, wrote, "Console junkies will find themselves involuntarily hammering an imaginary X button in the hope of getting back to the gameplay. No good. You're stuck with this wacko BS." That's not very kind to it there, is it? How about Toronto Star top critic? "There are still many cinema turkeys heading our way before the year closes, but this sci-fi gobbler mixes inept directing, terrible writing, indifferent acting, and god-awful CGI into such stupefying boredom. It feels like nothing could top it for badness." Whoa. Like, it's insane. Screen Rant has given it a 3.5 out of 5. That's like a 6 out of 10. saying Borderlands rushes through too many plot points for its own good, but it's saved by its likable cast and willingness to lean into video game moments. So there's a positive review. Here's another positive review from MovieWeb, who gave it a 2.5 out of 5. How is a 2.5 out of 5 a good review? And they gave it a fresh. Ridiculous. But it says Cate Blanchett leads an all-star cast in a Borderlands video game series adaptation that will suffice open-minded fans and get predictably trashed by highbrow critics. The beloved first-person shooter, it says, and its players won't be disappointed. I bet you they will, though, because from what I understand, this movie is PG-13, which is interesting because the game is an 18s. So the game leads very hard into the adults-only content, while the movie is playing it extremely safe. Now, I've never played the games, so I have no idea how hard it goes and what it leans into and stuff like that. But I know the game, I can see the boxes of the game and it says 18s on the box. And yet the movie is PG-13. And then, from what I understand, the character that Jamie Lee Curtis is playing in this movie, I believe that character in the game is like 24 years of age, something like that. And you have a woman who's either in her 70s or hitting her 70s playing her. And the same with Cate Blanchett, that her character is meant to be like in her 20s or something, 20s or 30s in the game, from what I understand. You looked at these trailers and all you could say is, who was this for? And almost everyone is comparing this thing to trying to be this rip-off Guardians of the Galaxy, and it fails horribly. So it's interesting as well that one of them does say it seems like it's of all things, it's IGN that said it, that it seems like it's massive studio interference, that it's just the studio went in there and just chopped this thing to bits. And obviously with El Roth directing it, I wouldn't be surprised if they went harder and the studio walked in and went, yeah, we probably won't get an audience if it's that R-rated. Cut it to shit and make it a PG-13, because we've seen that happen a lot of times. Ironically, with Lionsgate as well. Terminator Salvation was one of them. MacG went in, tried to make it R-rated, and the studio turned around and said, that's great, yeah, we want all people to be able to see it, cut all this shit out and make it PG-13. And that's exactly what happened, which is stupid, especially when you see Deadpool and Wolverine doing so well right now as an R-rated movie. Like, it's probably going to hit $1 billion this weekend, you know, along with the likes of Joker. That'll be 2 R-rated comic book movies that have smashed $1 billion, which is insane. This is a game adaptation that nobody was asking for to start with. The trailers looked just like, what the hell is this? And now every review is destroying it. And yes, we never put much into Rotten Tomatoes, but you can't argue when the thing opens with a score of 0. Like, that's insane. That's absolutely insane. But it looks like this thing is going to be a massive disaster for Lionsgate. And I don't know of anyone who's even interested in this. And I did say before, I wonder if the whole Jack Black thing, could that actually hurt this movie? Now, I think he's only doing the voice of, is that robot thing called Claptrap? I think it is, that he's the voice of that. But still, you can't argue. I think a lot of these people have said stupid shit lately. You know, the whole thing with Jack Black and Tenacious D, and Jamie Lee Curtis has said some stupid shit and done some stupid shit lately. I wouldn't be surprised if that affected it as well. You know, people are saying, who's in it? Oh, them. No thanks. Mind you, if you have eyes, all you have to do is look at the trailers and stuff, and you could possibly go, oh, no thanks. But there you go. This movie is getting absolutely destroyed by everybody. Looks like it's going to be a colossal failure at the box office, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to dethrone Deadpool and Wolverine. So, with that, I shall leave it there for this one. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.